we are heading into Apex, North Carolina for the opening of the first IONNA charging station that's opening, called the Apex Rechargery. It'll be one of the first vehicles ever to charge at this Rechargery there in Apex, North Carolina.
All right, well, this just got real. It went from a little bit of a rainstorm to really pouring on us now. We're gonna check out the VinFast dealer. I'm really curious about the VinFast vehicles. This is one of the few dealerships in the United States, actually. 87.7 kilowatt hour battery and showing an EPA range of 46 mpge. What? There it is, the Apex Rechargery.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Tech Motoring. We'll be taking the ride out in the Tesla Model 3 Performance here tonight. We are heading into Apex, North Carolina for the opening of the first IONNA charging station that's opening, called the Apex Rechargery. I think that sounds pretty cool. So we're going out tonight, so we're actually going to be staying in a hotel tonight. Tomorrow morning is the event, so it starts at 10 a.m. So I have a charging slot for my vehicle, so I'm actually bringing the car up there to actually charge. I'll be one of the first vehicles ever to charge at this Rechargery there in Apex, North Carolina. I'm really looking forward to this event, really looking forward to this opportunity. I think this is going to be really cool. So we're going to be jumping in the car in just a couple of hours. We'll be getting on the road. We have a little bit of a ride in front of us. So let's dive in and take a look at where we're going, what we're doing, and we'll see you on the other side. All right, everybody, welcome back. So Paul here, taking you on another road trip, and today we're going to be going out to Apex, North Carolina. And actually, we're leaving a day early, so tonight we're leaving in the car. I'm going to be driving up to Cary, North Carolina, which is just a few miles from Apex, North Carolina. This is our 2022 Tesla Model 3 Performance that we bought about 2 years ago, almost exactly to today, actually. And we'll be taking this car up to the event, the IONNA event, or IONNA event. I'm not really sure which way you pronounce it, but we'll be taking it up to the event because I got one of the slots to charge the car. Actually, one of the first slots. So really cool that I'll be one of the first people to be able to charge the car on the first IONNA charger in America. So really, really cool. Anyway, let's dive into the car. Let me show you the trip, show you what our plans are for today, tonight, and tomorrow. And we'll kind of go from there, and I'll bring you along. So this won't have a lot of the IONNA charging experience in this video. You'll see a little bit of it, but this will be primarily the trip there and the trip back in this video. But then I'm going to do a completely separate dedicated video specifically on the actual charging at the place. So we're going to do that as well, which is going to be really, really cool to see. So anyway, let's jump into the car and kind of go from there, and I'll show you what our trip is going to entail for tonight. All right, so you join me here in our Tesla Model 3, and as you can see here, we've got a little bit of a ride in front of us. So about right now, based on this traffic, we're not going to be leaving for another hour and a half, somewhere around 6 o'clock I'm hoping to leave, but we will be taking a trip out to, which is basically Cary, North Carolina, which is where this Homewood Suites is, which is where I'm staying. So if we get there in about 3 hours and change, about 187 miles if we go this particular path, which looks to be about the right way to go. So we're looking to get there at about 26% state of charge based on if we're 95. So it looks like we might be getting there with a little bit more than 95. I want to try to get to the chargers tomorrow morning kind of low enough where, we can charge up this car at the maximum speed possible. We were really trying to test these chargers out. So anyway, so we're going to be taking this trip up to basically right here in Cary, or just on the edge of Cary, and then the chargers are actually located right here in Apex, North Carolina. So they should be somewhere around here in Apex. But anyway, we'll get that on the map for tomorrow. But that is what we're looking at for today. So I think this is a pretty cool event that I'm finally attending. I don't attend a lot of these events. I don't get a chance to really get out very much, especially across the country or something like that. This is relatively close to my house. I mean, I am driving over 3 hours to get there. It's a little bit of a drive. I'm going the night before because I don't feel like leaving at
6 o'clock tomorrow morning, you know, trying to fight traffic and whatnot, especially when you get close to that Raleigh area. And so I'm trying to avoid all that. So I'm leaving the night before. I want to get there. I want to, you know, basically wake up not super early, be able to get my, you know, bearings straight, and then get to the charger, which is just a few miles from the hotel that I'm staying at. So what's really nice is I could sleep in late, I could get myself ready in the morning, I could take my time, leave the hotel by like 9:30, and then get to there, because I have to be there by about 10 o'clock. They said a couple minutes before is perfectly fine. So this is going to be a really cool charging event, and you guys are going to see the process of that as well. And I'm actually going to get that video out first. So I'll go ahead and link that charging video up in the corner here. I'll also put it down in the description so you could take a look at that as well. But anyway, I'm really looking forward to this. Let's get out on the road. Unfortunately, it's going to be really dark by the time we leave, and you're not going to be seeing too many of the awesome sights that I normally see leaving Myrtle Beach. But we'll get on the road as soon as we can and try to get there as soon as we can so we can get a good night's rest. Right now, we're charging up the car. It says we have a little bit over an hour left of charging. We're at 95% state of charge. I'm going to try to top it off as much as I can. This way, when we get to the hotel, you know, we'll have a good buffer in the battery for overnight. So this way, the battery's not staying at like a really low state of charge. Tomorrow morning, we wake up. I'll try to burn off as much as I can of the battery, and I'm going to precondition the battery to the nearest supercharger. So this way, the battery will be nice and toasty for when I plug it in for a session at Apex Rechargery. So this way, the car will be as ready as possible. And of course, I will show that all in the other video. And actually, I'll show that part in this video as well. But anyway, let's jump on the road. Let's get out there. Let's get to Cary. Let's get to the hotel, get some rest, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. Just sitting in some traffic right now. It's basically rush hour. We left about 5:50 p.m. Obviously, it's already dark because it's the middle of December here. And we got our trip odometers reset. We got all that ready to go. It says we're going to get to the hotel with 29%, which I think is pretty good, considering that, you know, the car's going to sit overnight with Sentry mode activated. It's probably going to lose a few percent by doing that. It might be cold in the morning, so there might be some defrosting going on. You know, there'll be some things to pull some load out of the battery. So we'll get onto the highway here in just a minute. Hopefully have a free path all the way to Cary, North Carolina tonight, or at least that's my hope. But just got to get out of this local traffic. Alright, cruising down the road, we are at 90% state of charge. As you can see here, we're about 28 miles into our trip, about 262 watt-hour per mile, so pretty good as far as our efficiency is going. And about 2 hours and 44 minutes left in this trip, 163 miles. It's saying we're going to get there with about 31% state of charge. So we're being pretty efficient. We're getting there, you know, pretty quickly, and we'll have plenty of buffer for the over the night, sitting in the parking lot, and then of course in the morning when I have to precondition and get the car ready for charging at the IONNA Festival. It's gonna be really cool tomorrow. We made it out to another decent highway here, so we're finally going 80% state of charge. We are at 58 miles into this trip, 249 watt-hour per mile, so about 4 miles per kilowatt hour. There's a mixture of some slower speeds, some higher speeds, and whatnot. It says we're going to get to the hotel around 30%, so we're bouncing around that 30% mark right now for getting to the hotel, which is perfectly fine. We'll take it. And yeah, we got a little bit of trip in front of us, a little over 2 hours still left, 133 miles. Hopefully a lot of this will be, you know, highway once we get out to 95 and so on and so forth. We'll probably have a lot more highway, so hopefully we'll get some miles under our belt a lot quicker than it has been, and we'll be there in no time. Getting a lot of lightning out here. I was kind of hoping that you would see some while I was recording this, because it's very oh, actually, look at that. It is starting to rain, so we are driving into a storm of some sort, a cloud here. And yeah, so it looks like we're going to be dealing with a little bit of rain now. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes, and we'll update you as we move along. All right, well, this just got real. It went from a little bit of a rainstorm to really pouring on us now. So I guess we are in it for a little bit now. This seems to be a much bigger storm than I thought it was. And I was following that lightning for quite a few miles. Wow, look at this. Holy moly. Well, the autopilot's doing really well in the rain here. It's not really confused by it, so we're going to keep the speeds a little slow right now to kind of get through this weather and be safe. It's dark, it's raining, the roads are soaked. I want to make sure we're nice and safe this whole time. And now it's slowing down a little bit, which is okay. Need to do some wipers on this car. It's been 2 years. I have never actually changed the wipers, and I just got some new ones in. And probably should have did them before I left, but yeah, here we go. So we are slowing down again. So hopefully that was it. Hopefully we're out of it now. Out here, I guess they're starting something, hitting a little bit of traffic here as we got onto 95 northbound here, and looks like they're cutting off a lane, so got stuck in a little bit of traffic, but hopefully we'll be out of this very soon. Yep, definitely looks like they're setting up for some sort of road work tonight. Alright, just got out of that traffic back there. We're at 70% state of charge on 95 now. We're doing 82 miles into this trip at 260 watt-hour per mile, so our efficiency's going down a little bit just due to the faster speeds. Now calculating about 27% arrival at the hotel in about an hour and 45 minutes. A little over 100 miles left to go. So far it's been pretty smooth. That lightning out there is kind of crazy. It's still active, and though it's very dry here, there's a good chance we might be running back into some more rain, so we'll see how we go. Cruising down 95 and a bunch of traffic. We're at 60% state of charge, and let's see, we are 112 miles into this trip, 251 watt-hour per mile, so hovering around that 4 miles per kilowatt-hour. 31% arrivals expected at this point, and 79 miles through there, just over an hour. So we're doing pretty good, except for this little bit of traffic. And I got a semi up my butt right now trying to push me to go, and I can't go. And this guy looks like he's gonna cut in front of me. Okay, that's terrible, because now we're gonna just be sitting all in a line. Yeah. Anyway. We'll get there eventually. Oh, he's got his other turn signal on. Let's see, where's he gonna go? Oh, guess we'll find out. Taking a look at some of my options here, we can see that I have a few different ways of going. We're right down here right now, and we can make that turn, which I don't like that, or we can try to do this other little change here that goes to the left and cuts through directly to Cary, North Carolina. Now, I don't know if I've ever done that before, but it seems like that might be actually a better option. even though it shows that it's like a couple minutes slower, but it just seems more logical to do that. It'll probably save us some battery, not that we're really looking to do that, but let's just, out of curiosity, so it says we're going to get there with 30%. Let's hit this and see. Now this is 35%. So yeah, that is a significant change in distance, it seems like, to go that way. So I think I'm going to do that. Not that we need to save the battery, but it's definitely seems less complicated than getting off here, cutting around, going up there, and like I don't know why. Yeah, it looks like, I don't know why it's skipping that area. Anyway, I'm gonna do that. We'll take that direction and we'll go from there. And so far 95's been pretty good. All right, so we're at 50% state of charge. We are looking at about 140 miles into this trip, 251 watt-hour per mile, so still hovering around that same area. 33% battery on arrival because it just changed it on its own. It was like, hey, we're gonna change the route to save 9 minutes. So it moved me back to that route. So I'm just gonna stick with whatever it says. If it says we could save 9 minutes by doing that, I'm cool with that. It says we're gonna get there before 9 o'clock tonight, which is even better in my opinion. And yeah, I'm okay with that. So we'll just leave it as it is and we'll be good to go. So 50% state of charge. And yeah, we're still on 95 here. It's just construction after construction after construction. Ugh, 95. When will you ever be done? Anyway, let's get back on the road. Alright, opening up some highway here, which is pretty nice. We only got about 8 more miles before we get off of this road. We just hit 40% state of charge. As you can see here, we're 165 miles in, 254 watt-hour per mile, so losing just a tad of efficiency as we drive. And it says we're going to get there at 8:58, so we're kind of gaining a little bit of speed here in time. So 32% state of charge arrival at this point, and only 22 miles to the hotel. So we are almost there, people. This is looking good. Made it to our destination here at our hotel. So 187 miles to get here, 253 watt-hour per mile. That's exactly the mileage it said when we were navigating from home before. So that's pretty interesting how it came out exact. So yeah, usually that's off by a mile or two. Looks like our tire pressures are looking pretty good. We ended up getting here with 32% state of charge, so that's pretty good. I'll have some Sentry mode overnight, and then we will have some preconditioning to do in the morning, the cabin and the battery, and then we'll be good. So let's get in for the night and relax. All right, so in the hotel room for the night. So we got here just about 9 o'clock, pretty much right on schedule, and everything is looking good for tomorrow. We're at 32% state of charge, so we'll be able to get there hopefully somewhere down in like the mid-20s. I was hoping to get here with a little bit less, but didn't expect the car to be that efficient, and you know, that's what happens. Good things happen. You know, it's just crazy how awesome the Teslas are nowadays with, you know, trying to basically tell you exactly what your efficiency is going to be, what your percentage is to get there, and adjust your route in real time as you're driving. It's just a really cool thing to see. And so I'm here at the hotel in a Homewood Suites, but not much of a suite. I actually have a non-suite at the Homewood Suites. Didn't know those existed, but anyway, we're gonna get some sleep tonight, and tomorrow you're gonna join me. We're gonna get in the car, and then we're gonna get back to the IONNA charging center. So we'll see you in the morning. There it is, Model 3. Looks good. I think it rained last night. Awesome, let's pack up. Let's get over to... Actually, we're gonna go take a little bit of a tour around, see if we can find some stuff to do before the IONNA event, since that's in another hour and change. So see what we can find. All right, so we're gonna get on the road right now. We're gonna leave the hotel and we are gonna get over to, we're gonna check out the VinFast dealer. I'm really curious about the VinFast vehicles. This is one of the few dealerships in the United States, actually. I think there's only like maybe 5 or 6 or so. And so I'm really curious to see them. So I want to take a ride over there while we have some time to kill and some battery percentage to kill. We're at 27% now. This preconditioning is doing its job. And I want to kind of go over there and take a look at some of the VinFast, just hang around there for a while. We still got over an hour before we need to be at the IONNA Cars and Coffee, so we got some time. So let's burn it and let's go see some other stuff in the meantime. And as you can see here, we have our battery preconditioning to a local supercharger, but I have my navigation on my phone down here to the VinFast because you can't have, you know, both at the same time, because if I go to the VinFast, it's not going to precondition the battery. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing here, double nav, and let's get on the road. Just walking around the VinFast dealer here. Pretty interesting. I know it's hard to see that, but $48,315. Interesting. Dual motor, all-wheel drive. Sorry, I can't focus on that right there. Is this for real? The VF8 Plus, 400 horsepower dual motor, 87.7 kilowatt hour battery, and showing an EPA range of 46 mpge. What? 243 miles on 87 kilowatt hours, 46 mpge, 55 grand. That has to be a typo. 74 kilowatt hours per 100 miles? How does that make any sense? Okay. Alright, well, just stop by the VinFast dealership. They only got the VF8s here, which are interesting. And yeah, looking at the one, there was a VF8 Plus, which was like 46 mpge. How does that make any sense? That's got to be a typo on that sheet. But oh my god, because then the other one, the one with the aero wheels on it, was like 75 or something, which is, I mean, better, but still not good for an electric vehicle. I mean, they're talking like an 87 kilowatt hour battery, and only goes like 240 miles or something like that. Like, that's really, ugh. I mean, my Mach-E has like a 68 kilowatt hour battery, and that thing goes 240 miles. Like, I mean, that's wow, that seems like a really poor efficiency in my opinion. Anyway, we are kind of done there. I'll have to see if I can find something else to do for the next hour or so, but a couple salespeople walked by me, didn't even like register I was here, so I guess they didn't think I was interested in buying a car, I suppose. Whatever. So, all right, let's see if we can find something else to do, if there's any other cool dealerships. I think there looks like some Porsche Macans up there on that truck that's coming in. At least I believe so. I think that's the Porsche Macan EV I'm talking about there. So maybe that's what that is. Let's go take a drive over there real quick and see. 25% state of charge. Still got a little bit to burn. This VinFast dealer was like literally a mile from my hotel. So it was really, really close. I didn't expect it to be that close. I thought it was going to be at least a few miles away, but... So, let's see.
Now turn left onto Auto Park Boulevard.
Yeah, those are Macan Electrics. Let me get a better view here with the... So there you go. You could see the Macan
electric. You can see the electric badge on the front fender there, and you can see there's obviously no exhaust on it. So that's cool. Looks like they got maybe a couple of them on there. Neat. So it looks like they're starting to come in now. That's awesome. Good for those people that, you know, have their pre-orders in and they're finally getting it. Looks like there's a lot of car dealerships in this area right here, so I'm going to go ahead and just, it's getting hot here, swing around real quick. So it looks like we got
to the roundabout and take the second
yes, I know.
exit.
Mercedes-Benz. So we got Mercedes-Benz of Cary down here. Got their cars up in the roundabout over here. That's pretty crazy. Let's flip you around here. See a Tesla over the hedges right there.
In 500 feet, turn right onto Old Raleigh Road.
Let's go ahead and sneak back here. So it looks like VW is back here. Oh, that's pretty cool. They got an old VW bus there. Let's take a look at this. Nice. Alright, enough looking at cars. Let's go. I want to go drive past the IONNA station real quick and just see see what it's looking like over there. I'm not going to pull in or anything. I just want to drive by it, see what the status of it is, see how it looks, and kind of get a feel for where everything is going to be today as far as parking and such. Even though I'm getting to charge my car there, I basically charge for maybe 20 minutes and then I gotta go. So charge up the car and then I gotta get out of the parking lot for the next group of people that are coming in. So yeah, so I'll pull the car in and then I'll move over to one of the designated parking lots that they have for all the people who are attending today. So that's gonna be really cool. So I got to remember to look down at this GPS and not that one, because that one's going to a supercharger. So let's see, we got a little bit, we got about 2 miles to go here. So let's go see what it looks like. There it is, the Apex Rechargery. All right, well, we just got the go-ahead. Since I'm the 10 o'clock, which is the first session, it's a little after 9:30, I can actually start moving over there and lining up. So we're gonna line up with the other 10 o'clock people. And yeah, this is gonna be really cool. So I think the car has finished preconditioning. It finished before, and I still have the charger put in. I just re-added the charger back in just to make sure. And that looks like we are, oh, it says preconditioning again. So we'll line up and we'll just keep the car running. Preconditioning. Let's blast the heat a little bit more too, so this way we can get as much juice out of the battery as possible here. Navigation's gonna send me to the supercharger, but we're not going there. All right, everybody. Well, we are heading home. So we had a fantastic time here at the IONNA charging station in Apex, North Carolina. Really, really cool time that we had here. Met a lot of people. It was a good time. Anyway, it looks like we are going to be heading back down home here, and let's flip this back again so we can see. So it looks like we have one stop on the way. We're at 63% state of charge right now. And we've got some new features here to jump on here. So, yep, so we got a little bit over an hour and a half to get to that supercharger. It says we'll be home at 4:06. It's not quite 1 o'clock yet, so that means we got a little bit, about a 3-hour drive here. But, yeah, so not too bad. Let's go ahead and get on the road. We'll do our one stop. This is saying Lumberton. I'm not usually a big fan of going to the Lumberton one, but, you know, it's a new supercharger. I don't think I've ever... Actually, I've never been to this supercharger, now that I think about it.
I've only been to the one, I've only been to the Electrify America in Lumberton. That's right. So let's give this a shot. Why don't we? Yep, and it looks like we got a place I can grab some food while I'm there, either a Hardee's or a McDonald's or something like that, or a Burger King. So yeah, so I'm going to grab some lunch while I'm there as well. So let's get on the road and let's get home. Oh, we've got to reset our trip odometer. We'll reset this one. Boop. There we go. So that's at 0, and that'll be our full trip here. All right, awesome. Now let's get on the road. On 95 now, we are cruising and we got about 44% battery left. We are preconditioning the battery. We got to be off the exit in 53 miles, and it says we'll be there with about 25% state of charge. A little more than I expected, but I want to stop and get some food, so it's almost 2 o'clock already, so it's just about time for me to eat something because I'm starving. And yeah, that'll be a good stop. It'll probably just be a quick 15-20 minute stop for me to get some food, and then we'll be back on the road and heading home. And if everything goes well, maybe I could be home before it gets dark, or just around that time. All right, we'll see you at the exit. Alright, made it to our stop here in Lumberton. This must be a relatively new supercharger. It looks pretty new, but we did, let's see, 106 miles. 29 kilowatt hours is what we used. And we got here with 22%, so a little less than what I was initially expecting. It says we could get to Myrtle Beach with negative 8%, so we don't need much here. Estimated charge time is 4 minutes, but I am starving, so I'm going to get something to eat. So let's go ahead and plug this sucker in. 22%, we're not going to be expecting too much speeds out of this. And we're going to find a place to eat. So let's turn that off. We'll have to see if there's something across the parking lot over here. Let's go for a walk. And I'll also point out that we are doing a little over 200 kilowatts going in. That's actually really good for being at 23% right now. Wow, almost 230, 237. Wait a minute, we gotta watch this. Will it actually hit 250 even being at 25%? Nope, that's it. 241 I saw. All right, let's go get some food. It's amazing to think that stop, plug a car in, walk across the parking lot to get some McDonald's, which had no wait. By the time I get back out, the car's mostly charged, and I'm gonna get back home with a lot more electricity than I absolutely needed. And it's only gonna get better. But anyway, here we are, walking back to the car. I'm gonna jump in it, head home, hopefully be home in about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes, I think. We'll take a look at the nav when we get back in, and we'll be home for the night. All right, unplugged the car. We had 74% already. I think it was less than 20 minutes that we were here. It's crazy. Anyway, we're ready to get back on the road. Hour and 35 minutes is what it's saying for us to get home. So not too bad, 81 miles. So let's get home. New stop here in Lumberton. I've never been here before, but it looks like it might be, I want to say it's new, but it doesn't look new. It just looks like it's kind of abandoned around. Like this place is out of business. It's like a bar and grill. There's a McDonald's just beyond it, which is where I went. But yeah, at least it's pretty close off the highway, so it's pretty quick to just jump right back on, which is what we need. And we'll be home in no time.
All right, cruising on 74. This is a really nice road to be on. It kind of cuts through a good chunk of South Carolina, North Carolina, and kind of gets me where I need to be in line with the rest of my trip here. But as we can see here, we are about 133 miles away from the Iona in North Carolina, so we're almost home. 58 more miles to go. And yep, 37 kilowatt hours have been used, and we're at about 278 watt hour per mile total. And as you can see from our last charger, we're up to about 314 watt hour per mile because we've basically just been on this road for most of it, or 95 in this road, which is all highway speeds. But yeah, making some good time here, so we should be home by 4:30. So before dark is basically what I was hoping for, and that looks like that's what we're gonna get. So looking forward to it. And we'll see if we run into any more issues along the way, but it's been pretty good so far. All right, made it home. We got home with 190 miles total range on our way back there. 51 kilowatt hours used, 268 watt hour per mile. Really good efficiencies considering, you know, our speeds that we carried for most of that. Got home with 42%, so plenty in the battery there. Everything was looking pretty good. So let's talk about the rest of our trip and how we enjoyed it. All right, so welcome home, everybody. So got home. A quick trip, less than 24 hours there and back, but we had a fantastic time at the IONNA first EV IONNA charging station in America in Apex, North Carolina. A really nice site, really kind of small, but really nice little amenities. You could walk in, there's vending machines, restrooms, a little bakery that you could go into and get some stuff, coffee. Just really nice for you to be able to do that. And of course, plenty of charging. I mean, you basically have ability to charge 6 CCS cars, 4 Teslas or 4 NACS vehicles, so 10 cars of charging, and you know, that's pretty good. I mean, I think that should be like a minimum for charging stations, and considering their space, that was pretty good. They really can't add too much more to that site because that site is pretty maxed out as far as physical space they could put stuff. I mean, maybe they could shove another charger in the corner or whatnot, but overall, the event was really cool. I got to charge up on one of the first cars ever to charge at that site. So now every time I go to that site, I'm going to be like, I charged up on that one. I was one of the first people to ever do so. And I thought that was really cool. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Once again, I really do appreciate everybody that watches to the very end of these videos to hear my final thoughts on everything. And I can't wait to do more of this stuff. It's the end of 2024, and I'm really looking forward to going into 2025 and doing more stuff like this, more events, more openings of chargers. And we're supposed to have a Electrify America charger opening up here in Myrtle Beach in the near future. And when that does, I'm sure they won't throw a party, but I will throw a party for that charger. I will make sure it happens. Anyway, thanks again very much for watching, everybody, and we will see you on the next one. And remember, welcome to the future. Welcome to Tech Motoring. Oh, and if you're interested in watching the video on the IONNA charger opening, I'll link it down in the description and up in the corner. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.